Welcome to YESTV. I'm Sonya and I'm here to talk to you about all things engineering. And today we're going to chat to Stephen Dineen, a chemical engineer from Cork. Hello Stephen, thanks for joining us.
Hey Sonya, how are you doing?
Very good, very good. So I was wondering, what was your path into chemical engineering and why did you choose it?
My path was kind of a long-winded path into it. Originally, I did chemistry many years ago, and I did one thing and another, and I ended up on a project in Dublin on the biggest biologics plant in Europe, if not the world at the time, kind of accidentally, and I kind of liked the engineering side of it, which I didn't think I'd be able to do because I wasn't particularly great at maths. But yeah, it gave me an idea I might like to do it. And then I did a night course in process engineering. And then I got sent to Sweden to work on a fantastic project. And then after that, I was kind of hooked. I knew this was the way forward, so I went back to college full time and became a chemical engineer. And that was it.
That's fantastic. And you know, while you were in college, I know that you did a lot of work with the Chemical Engineering Society. And can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, I suppose when I got there, I saw there was a chemical engineering society, and it had sort of lost its way a little bit. So I encouraged some of the younger folks, everybody else was younger, to maybe do something about it and start looking for sponsorship and reach out to engineering companies and pharmaceuticals. And they thought there wasn't much point in that, but they did get some feedback, and some checks started arriving in the post. And we also decided we'd engage with other chemical engineering societies around the world and try and be involved. So the society then got together and decided to send a team to the Frank Morton chemical engineering event, which was a sports event, which had wonderful sports like dodgeball and silly sports in a lot of cases and a lot of good sports. And yeah, so they started doing it, and I believe they still do it every year. Probably not this year, but it's good fun. So yeah, look, we raised some money, we got some things going, and we raised some profile, got in some guest speakers, that kind of thing. Not all boring stuff, mostly boring though. But yeah, we did our best, so it was good. It was good.
That's really good. So do you think that like the supports like that from the Engineering Society was helpful in your career?
Honestly, no. not particularly, but you know, I guess you've got to be more than an engineer as well. And that's the part of it that's important. That there has to be a social aspect to it. The chemical engineering students work really hard. They've got to have something outside of it, and having the society did give them some focus outside of the lecture room or the labs or their their simulation systems and stuff like that. So it is useful. It is useful. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks for that. Can you tell me a little bit about your current role, your current job at the moment?
That's a good question. So
in easy terms.
Yeah. So at the moment, I work for MSD. We make a lot of pharmaceuticals, biopharmaceuticals, biologics. vaccines, that kind of thing. I largely have been working in vaccines since I started with MSD. My first project was a vaccine in Brittany. In fact, no, if I step back a bit, my first project with MSD was designing bioreactors for a project in the Netherlands. But my first actual project on the ground was a vaccine in Brittany. It was a project in trouble, and I came in to help out. It went better afterwards, and we did reasonably well. The next project was the Ebola vaccine project in Germany, which was a goodwill project from MSD. So again, that was in trouble. So I would have gone to help out and pull it back into some kind of shape. When I arrived, I arrived in the first week. And none were done. So it was a bit of a challenge. So yeah, so that was fun. That was interesting, of course, because of the product. And then I became full-time staff with MSD as a result of that. And so my role now is European. I cover Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, largely for large-scale capital projects. My current project today that I'm sitting on is $450 million US. We're here expanding to provide HPV vaccine and Keytruda lung cancer medicine. We're going to have vial and syringe filling suites in this expansion project, and it's going to be fundamental to product supply for years to come. So it's a big hitter. HPV vaccine is incredibly important. The numbers just don't lie with its reduction in cervical cancer and other cancers worldwide. So it's worth doing. What I do day to day, well, basically, so we have in my team alone, we have more than 50 engineers who work daily to try and get the equipment into a state of readiness so that we can start putting product into it. So we commission the systems and then we qualify them to work to particular process parameters. We'll qualify equipment, and then after us, a team will validate the process. And once that's done, we'll make some batches, we'll try and get licensed, and off we go. So just another step along the way in getting product supplied to customers and really having an impact. Yeah.
Wow, it really does sound like your job has such an impact on people's health and well-being. Is that a big factor for you?
It is. It is. I'll be honest. I've kind of followed some products rather than anything else. So I didn't always work for MSD. When I worked in Denmark, I followed a product that was going to be going down the route of helping Alzheimer's and dementia patients. Well, would have been for polio vaccine at one point, working on that. So it's you can pick and choose a bit, and of course the travel thing has historically been a big push for me. I've worked in a lot of places now, in Sweden, Denmark, the Netherlands, Germany, Spain, France, Belgium,
Wow.
US, England. I've been in Austria working. Yeah, you get around in this business if you want to travel and of course I forget Ireland. Too. But you're kept moving if you want to move, and of course the options are fairly substantial if you get into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, your role sounds so exciting and so fulfilling. I'd imagine that there's a lot of young people that are watching today would maybe consider chemical engineering as a career.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, it's honestly, I'm just some adult person talking at you right now, but frankly, the it is fun to take something from a concept, an idea that we're going to do something, to drawing something on paper, and next thing you know, you've got a 15,000 liter bioreactor right in front of you, made out of 316L stainless steel and fully automated, and can
Wow.
do all sorts of stuff that you get to play with, and it's pretty cool. You know,
It's pretty
we
cool.
get to go from concept the whole way through to realization of this stuff. So yeah, you can kind of, you know, say I was part of that, and the detail involved is incredible, and the breadth of what you need to know and what you can know is incredible. And of course, you know, there's lots of options to do things greener, more efficiently. Whereas I like them leaner, where there's less waste, of all descriptions. So the opportunities for development are massive. Automation side of this is massive. The career opportunities are immense. So yeah, it's definitely worth looking at. I wouldn't get bogged down in the maths of it. It's a bit of a pain. You got to get through it, but you know, the simple fact is, if you work hard, you do well. It's that simple. You don't need to be especially bright. I'm testament to that. You just have to put your head down and get it done, and usually you'll be fine.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you so very much, Stephen, for talking with us today. Really appreciate it. And looking forward to seeing where your career leads you. And to all those young people watching here, please stay tuned for more chats with other engineers in the near future. So, Slán. Thank you,
Slán.
Stephen.
All
Slán.
right. Bye.